Hello everyone, welcome to this Sims 3 video. So this is the first house I ever made in The Sims 3. I made it back in September 2009 when I first got the game, and yeah, you can see it's not great. This is the inside here. You can see my stunning furnishing work, and no, I did not make this house like in a few minutes just to like play it off as the first house I ever made. This is truly my first Sims 3 house. And what we're going to be doing in this video, as you can see now, is renovating it. So I say renovating, but it's kind of more just building a whole other house inspired by this one, although I do start off with this house. So yeah, as you can see here, I've already flattened all the walls and added a second layer. Now this is essentially just so I can make it on a foundation, but yeah, you can already kind of get the idea, and especially probably from the thumbnail, see that the final result looks nothing like what I started with. Now the reason I'm making this video is because today is The Sims 3's 10th anniversary. So The Sims 3 came out on June 2nd, 2009, and this video is going out on June 2nd, 2019. So yeah, it's been 10 years. The Sims 3 is now 10 years old. It's kind of hard to believe. It doesn't really feel like it's that old, and certainly playing the game, it doesn't feel like a 10-year-old game. It is pretty impressive, and yeah. That's why I'm making this video. I had this house here that I'm starting off with in my game for like the past couple years, because I took it off of my like old computer that I just had in the house, and I went back on that a few years ago and it's like snatched all the houses that I had built in The Sims off of that. And then I just never really did anything with it, even though I always wanted to redo it. And I thought that The Sims 3's 10th anniversary was a perfect opportunity to redo this house. So yeah, here we are. And indeed, so this house is not great, as you can tell, or as you saw in the beginning. It really wasn't one of my finest pieces of Sims architecture, I guess. But this wasn't the first Sims house I ever made. I had The Sims 2, and I made a bunch of houses in The Sims 2 that were a lot better than this. I suspect the reason this house was just a box with a few oversized rooms in it was just because I was just, feeling out the controls and seeing what the game was like. I do have a lot of my other old Sims 3 houses in my game that I got off of my old computer, and actually I've already redone one of them. I think not nearly a year ago. It was in November. It was Cypress Place. That was a house that I redid that was very old as well. So yeah, this is not the only one, but I do have a lot of old houses that I do want to redo in videos, which I think is kind of fun to do. But yeah, this is one of them. And yeah, so essentially it's changed quite a bit in the few minutes that I've been talking. As you can see, it looks quite a bit different. So I'm keeping a few things from the original house. So the roof color is the same. I'm going to use the same stone color on the outside that I used in the original house, and also the color of the doors and windows on the outside is going to be very similar to the original. So it's just slightly a little bit desaturated, but it's very similar. And you can see here, this is the stone that I'm using from the original house. So the reason the exterior colors are a little bit strange, with the yellow roof and the orange stone, is because I was taking it from that original house. But besides that, pretty much everything else is different. You can see, like, I think the wall next to the front door is still one of the original walls, because when I redid it, as you probably saw a couple minutes ago when I was doing it, I basically took the original rectangle and just kind of like added some more rectangles to it. So I had like a few in the front that like came forward. I chopped some sections out of the sides and the back. Then I added that whole addition on the left side. So yeah, and I also raised the house up on a foundation so I could have the basement level where I have a 2-car garage, and you can already see kind of that pit I made. And right now, actually, I'm making the driveway. So the driveway had to go right through the front yard because there really wasn't any other way of doing it, because it was the pit where the garage is too close to the street to fit a slope in. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it right through the front yard. So this house doesn't really have that much of a front yard anymore. But while I'm doing this driveway, I just realized the flooring I'm using for the driveway and what will also be the front path is also from the original house. So I did keep that. I used floor tiles instead of terrain paint like I usually do, but because I just wanted to kind of keep it original there to what I did in the house that I did, almost 10 years ago. So yeah, anyway, here you can see there's the driveway, and it kind of slopes down right through the front yard there. And I'm also going to smooth out the terrain here, so there's a little bit of a hill there, and I cover it all up with bushes and stuff, and it looks very nice. But anyway, this house ends up going from being a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house to being a 4-bedroom house with 3 full bathrooms and 2 half bathrooms. So yes, it greatly expands. You can see the original floor plan here right now, actually, those walls there. And I'm just erasing them right now. And, well, I'm putting in the foundation floor first, then I'm going to go back later and erase them. You can also see I made a little palette over on the right of the original flooring in the house. So when I put the new wood floors in, I used the color that the original floors had. I actually used those carpeting swatches as well in some of the bedrooms, and I also used that green tile in one of the bathrooms. So again, I was just trying to save some elements of the original house, so that was kind of the idea behind that. And I think those little floor tiles actually stay over there for quite a while, but yeah. Anyway, now we're moving to the interior. So here I'm putting in the stairs. So there's going to be stacked stairs. So the stairs that go down to the basement are underneath the stairs that go to the second floor. And of course the basement and the second floor are new. They weren't in the original house. Although the second floor just has a small office and the master suite. Everything else is on the first floor. And the basement just has the 2-car garage and kind of this bonus room, like with some gym equipment in it. But anyway, here I'm working out the floor plan. There's 3 bedrooms over in this section of the house here by the kind of weird hallway that I'm creating. And then there's going to be kind of this bonus room with a pool table in it. And then the kitchen will be right behind that. And then to the right of the entrance will be the living room, and the dining room is kind of like straight back from the front door. And here I'm putting in closets. So all the bedrooms have closets, which is good. And I added in another bathroom there. And here I'm making sure the garage can fit some cars. The garage has 2 cars in it the way that I built it, but you could fit a third if you wanted to. There's plenty of room. And right now moving on to the siding on the outside of the house. So the outside has 3 different wall textures. So you have the orange stone there, this white siding, which kind of has this wood on the edges. And then I also use just in one place over the front door some cedar kind of shingles or shakes, cedar shake siding. So yeah, you'll see that, but I think it looks pretty nice. I think the white, or like it's like an off-white, was a good choice to go with the yellow roof and the orange stone, because I thought that I didn't really want to introduce any more colors because, it's already kind of interesting as it is. So yeah, and I wanted to kind of have this accent over the front door, so I kind of used the wood material there, which I thought looks quite nice. And here I'm putting in the garage doors, so we have the 2 garage doors down there, and also some windows. So this is good. We're putting in the windows now. Just kind of rearranging where the closet was there so I can put the windows in. And yeah, the windows, again, like I said, have a very similar color to the original house. But anyway, since this is a video made because it is The Sims 3's 10th anniversary, I guess I should talk about that to an extent. It's kind of hard to believe The Sims 3 is 10 years old at this point. It really doesn't feel like a 10-year-old game. Especially in my opinion, compared to The Sims 4, it feels more advanced to me. So, yeah, I don't know. I've talked about this before and how, I'm disappointed about The Sims 4 and how I feel like The Sims 3 is just overall better. And the news that The Sims 4 has, I think, 3 more years left of content, meaning that The Sims 4 will probably be about 8 years old by the time they replace it or discontinue it or whatever they do, is pretty crazy. That's a very long time to have the game out. The Sims 3 was the newest Sims game for 5 years because, The Sims 4 came out in 2014. So, yeah, it wasn't The Sims 4 is already going to be as old as The Sims 3 as when The Sims 4 came out, if that makes sense. Because The Sims 3 was 5 when The Sims 4 came out, and The Sims 4 is going to be 5 years old soon, only in a couple or 3 months, I think, which is pretty crazy. The Sims 4 is already going to be 5 years old, and I think that it doesn't feel that old, which is, I guess, a good thing, but it just feels like not a proper sequel to The Sims 3. It just isn't the same. And I'm kind of disappointed that they're going to be keeping it around for so much longer. Like, The Sims 4, I feel like needs to be replaced as soon as possible, because it's just kind of hopeless. I mean, they added terrain tools, but there's still no open world, and like even with the terrain tools, all the lots are still flat anyway, and there's not really much you can do with them because there's no constraint of floor elevation. So it just, I don't know, I feel like they rushed the game initially and now are playing catch up by adding features in, but because of the way they made the game, they really can't make the features kind of as powerful as they did in The Sims 3. So it just doesn't have the same like usefulness or the same like there's not, the game just doesn't have like the same ability to create interesting things in it, and that's just on the building side of things. Like in the actual gameplay, I feel like it's just kind of lacking and kind of boring. And I don't know, I feel like the open world is a part of that, but also just there's a lot less things to do. So yeah, I really kind of was hoping that they'd replace The Sims 4 this year, but obviously that's not happening. So yeah, it's quite unfortunate. I mean, I've heard rumors that The Sims 5 may be in the works. They may be just starting it now, which I guess would make sense if they're going to release it in 3 years from now. But yeah, that's just a little bit disappointing to me because I love The Sims 3. The Sims 3 is probably my favorite video game ever made, and in my opinion, the best Sims game ever made. So yeah, that's why I still play it, even though it's now 10 years old. I'm still going to play it more than I play The Sims 4. So it's just kind of the way it is. But yeah, I really enjoy The Sims 3 still. And even though I've been playing the game for nearly 10 years, I'm still not bored of it. I mean, I do take breaks from time to time, but yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the build here for a bit. So you can see I'm kind of covering the top of that retaining wall with some plants, so it kind of looks a little bit more flush with the ground and kind of like more organic, which I think is pretty cool, because like when you're at street level, you can't really tell that right on the other side of all those bushes, it just like goes all the way down a whole level to where the garage is. So I think it's kind of cool. And yeah, right now I'm just doing most of the landscaping. I do come back near the end and do a few more things, but for the most part I do it all now, and it's the usual landscaping that I do with my bushes and flowers and stuff. There's some particular flowers I quite like, I think from Aurora Skies. They're kind of like the little yellow ones, or they're kind of like mustard colored. They're very cool though. But yeah, mainly bushes and stuff, a few flowers here and there, and some trees. Yeah, I also add a pool in the backyard as well, which I'm doing right here, and I'll come back to that near the end. And yeah, there's another tree there, and some more bushes and stuff. And moving the mailbox and trash can, more bushes, more trees, all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, so doing that, and I'm going to do some of the terrain paint that I always do. It's very important. It makes it look quite a bit more realistic here to have just a bit of dirt underneath the plants. So I'm just putting that around the lot here. So yeah, just doing that. And oh yeah, I also put these little bits of foundation here on either side of the driveway, and I kind of just use that as kind of outdoor lighting elements. So I put little lights on there and some like little brick surrounds, so I think it looks quite nice. And yeah, so here I believe we're going to start moving on to the interior. So you can see I already put some flooring in. I'm using some different types of floors, but they're all the same kind of color. So we have the parquet wood floors and the kind of normal wood floors, like the floorboards. And I also use some like decorative like this kind of decorative wood design that goes around the outside edge of the room there, in several of the rooms. But right now we're starting off with the kitchen, which is of course very different than the original kitchen that I made. So yeah, it's kind of got a lot of white or kind of gray tiles in it, and you'll see especially once I get to the wall. The walls have this kind of like full tiling that goes floor to ceiling, and the floor is also tiled, and so is the countertops. So are the countertops. So yeah, quite a bit of tile in the kitchen. And here I'm just going to put in, there's the walls. But yeah, I also put in some details, of course. And the kitchen kind of is right off the dining room, which is convenient, and also right off the game room as well. And it also has a back door. So I think that's a pretty good location. And here I'm just putting some mats on the floors. We also have kind of the central island that has these kind of 4 bar stools that go around it, which I think is pretty nice. So yeah, that also could act as somewhat of a dining table as well. So like an informal kind of dining area. And here just putting in a little phone there. And yeah, right off the kitchen will also be the laundry room as well. So right here I'm putting in the pool table. That's just for the kind of games room. And over here is going to be the living room. So yeah, the living room is pretty big. It has a fireplace, which is nice. And right here is the dining room. So the dining room is right off the kitchen. It's kind of like right between the kitchen and the living room. And yeah, just putting in some lighting here, just kind of in the entranceway there as well. And I'm also putting in some beds in these rooms just to make sure that the rooms are like actually sized okay. And that's the master bedroom there on the second floor. So yeah, so right now we're going to dive, I think, into the living room. So we're going to put some lights in here and also going to get out some wallpaper. So yep, there I think is the one nope, okay. Well, I go with the one with the blue on it, but I'm first just kind of messing around here a little bit, trying to figure out what I want. That's the one I go for. I also put matching wood on it that just kind of matches the doors and windows and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so putting on just kind of more textured kind of paint on there. So I don't like the completely flat walls that just like don't have any texture to them. And here just kind of recoloring the fireplace. And I'm also going to put in some more furniture, of course, but yeah, it's like a nice fireplace with a TV. I believe that's the only TV in the house, actually. Although, I just put a bookshelf in, and speaking of bookshelves, there's going to be a lot of them in this house, so there's going to be quite a few bookshelves, especially like in spaces where I don't really know what to do with. That's kind of my go-to, along with plants, is just kind of putting plants and bookshelves in. I wasn't really sure what to do with the rest of this room because there's quite a bit of space left over, and like a piano wouldn't fit. So I decided to put this chess table over here, but kind of by the wall. And I also put just like this globe in. Oh, also this like little side table that goes, or a sofa table that goes behind the couch. And I think I put a corner bookshelf in over on that other side of the room. And I also put in that globe. There it is. And yeah, there's just a corner bookshelf. You know, I was just trying to figure out what I could put in the room that would fill the space nicely, but not make it look too cluttered or too empty. Here I'm putting in the curtains, so I use these curtains from, I think, whatever that bedroom set was, Master Suite stuff or whatever. I like them because they're kind of like separate, two separate ends there. And yeah, so again, this is quite a departure from the original living room. If you saw in the beginning shots of the video, like the original living room had like these leopard print sofas that were like modern with like these old school armchairs, and it was just a mess. Yeah, I don't really know what the heck I was doing back then. I don't know why I did it that way, and I think that was before I knew that there was Creative Style, because I didn't use Creative Style at all in that first house. I was very much used to The Sims 2, where there was no color wheel or anything like that, or the ability to pick different patterns. So yeah, that was a pretty new thing, and yeah, it's pretty cool. But anyway, we're gonna move on now to the dining room, I believe. So here at the dining room, I'm just essentially using this nice green color that was already on the wallpaper that I selected. And yeah, it's a pretty small room, but it has a 6-seat table in there, so it's kind of like the medium-sized table. And yeah, just doing the chairs here and getting in that coloration. And here I'm putting in the curtains, and there is like a little small porch that's like right off this room, and I will put a door to that. I just forgot to do that at this point. So for most of the video, that porch just like exists, but there's no door to it. But I do add one in, so never fear. That will be near the end. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the dining room. Now we're going to move on to one of the bathrooms. So this is one of the half bathrooms in the house. The other one is in the basement. But yeah, this one is pretty simple. It's basically just a sink and a toilet. I also put in some decorative items as well. But yeah, so right here, just putting in the sink there, there's the toilet, and a nice little bit of roll of toilet paper there on the counter. I just kind of like merged that object in with the counter, so it kind of looks like it's sitting on top there, which I thought was pretty cool. And yeah, I'm just putting in some decorative items. I believe I'm going to move the toilet over a bit so I can fit in kind of like this nice shelving unit cabinet thing. So there it is. So yeah, there you go. I think that's it for that bathroom there. And now I think we're going to move on to the games room. So yeah, I just kind of had this large extra room I wasn't really sure what to do with. So I decided to kind of make it like this kind of games room, because it could have been just like a second living room, but it didn't really make sense because the actual living room was like just across the hall. So I thought that it would be kind of nice to make kind of like this bonus room. There's a lot of bookshelves in here because I wasn't really sure what to do with all this space. So yeah, there's going to be even more than those two. But there's the pool table. I'm also going to put a little sitting area in as well over by the windows. So we're doing that right now. Just looking for a couch right now. There it is. So yeah, pretty simple. I like the way this room turns out. That was pretty nice. It also has that kind of hallway that goes down to the 3 bedrooms that are not the master. So yeah, it's kind of interesting that like the 3 bedrooms in the house are just all on this kind of first floor area, and they're all kind of in that addition area to the house, because the room I'm working on right now was originally the kitchen and dining room, and one of the bedrooms was where the kitchen is now. So yeah, that was kind of the end of the house over here, and then the other 3 bedrooms I kind of tacked in on the left of the house are all additions. So that was not part of the house originally, obviously, because you saw me build it. But yeah, because I used up the other bedroom space just for other things, like a room like this. So yeah, putting in some details here. I also have a nice grandfather clock, which I think is pretty cool. And also just some artwork on the walls there, and some more sconces and stuff. So there you go. And this bathroom, the flooring is taken from the bathroom that was in the original house. So again, that was one of the things I kind of tried to preserve. I wanted to keep some things from the original, mostly just colors and patterns, and less like the actual structure of the house. But yeah, as you can see, I did maintain that. And right now I'm just putting in the bathtub colors there, and also doing just some window coverings and some carpets on the floor, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's also going to be some more details in here as well, of course. So we just have some stuff on the nice shelf there, which I kind of lined up with that like wood trim. That's kind of like at the top of what would be the wainscoting, but I just made it tile because it's a bathroom. And yeah, just putting in some artwork. Yeah, putting in that bit of artwork there. And a medicine cabinet, which is good to have. So that's there over the toilet. And I think I put in one more thing, or I already put it in, I guess. Oh yeah, I already put it in. Anyway, that's that bathroom. So now we're going to move on to the laundry room. So the laundry room is pretty simple. It just has your washer and dryer there, and just some details on a shelf, which is what I tend to do anyway. And just a few more things in the kitchen there. And the yellow horse, there it is. I did not forget it. It's right there on the side table in the bonus room. So yay for that. And right now I'm going to do the entrance to the house. So the entrance hallway, just kind of giving that a nice color there. And I'm also going to do the walls on the second floor here, because it's kind of like this nice 2-story entrance there, which I think is pretty cool. And also recoloring the stairs and stuff, so it all kind of matches the floors. And up here on the landing, I just had this kind of side table with a painting over it and some candles on it, because I guess why not? And also just some more sconce lighting in the hallway. And yeah. Yeah, just the entranceway. It's not that exciting, but it's pretty nice. And there's a nice little rug there. And I also put a couple side tables on either side of the front door, just so I guess it's a place where, you know, theoretically Sims could put like keys and things that they don't want to have to lose elsewhere. I don't know. So yeah, there's little side tables, and it's pretty much all the furniture that goes in here, because it's not a very spacious room. But yeah, there you go. Pretty cool. And I'm also going to do a little bit of the basement here, but not actually furnish it. I originally had it separated into 2 rooms, but I ended up kind of opening it up a little bit, so you'll see that. But anyway, here I kind of start on the garage, but don't really go too far with it. I just kind of do the walls and floor. But yeah, here you can see where I kind of expand this area. I wasn't really sure what to do with this basement space, because it was just kind of superfluous. I didn't really need to have it, but I put it in, so I guess like I might as well use it for something. So I ended up putting some exercise equipment and stuff down there. Oh, I guess I think I just put cars in for now. I think I'll do decorations later. Yeah, that's probably what I do. So just putting in some more lighting and stuff. I think I'm going to do this room, or maybe not. I'm not really sure what I do next. I kind of just jump around a bit. No, I'm just doing some lighting on the second floor. I'm also doing the floor in the master bedroom here, so kind of putting in like a nice detailed wood floor there for the master. And yeah, I think I'm going to do this bedroom here next. So yeah, this is kind of like the guest suite or whatever, because it's the fanciest guest room. It has an ensuite bathroom and also a fireplace. It's the only bedroom actually with a fireplace. I would have put one in the master, but there wasn't really a good place for it, so it's not really necessary. But yeah, here I'm putting in nice bedding there, kind of going for a greenish kind of color scheme. The walls are also kind of interesting. I used like this, what would normally go on floors, kind of this interesting pattern that look like floorboards, but I put them on the wall because why not? It's kind of interesting, I guess. And I kind of matched the color to the rest of the like wood trim in the room. I don't know, it's not like the most amazing looking thing ever, but I think it's kind of interesting. And here I'm putting in some curtains, of course, got to get those in. And yeah, it's a pretty big room too, as you can see. It also has a little closet over there in the corner, so putting in some plants as well. Some more details and things just around the room. Also a bit of artwork there over the fireplace. I also put a chair in the corner as well. And I think I put this kind of ottoman thing at the end of the bed, so yeah, that's there. I also put some stuff on it. And another bookshelf, of course. Bookshelves are great for filling space you don't know what to do with. And a large rug because there was just plenty of room. So there you go. And figuring out a color there for the rug. And I believe that's it for this bedroom. We're going to move on now probably to the bathroom as well. And also the closet probably. Trying to find the like clothes shelving thing. There it is. So clothes hanger. But yeah, there you go. Also getting in the wall color. So now we're gonna move on to the ensuite bathroom, which is pretty simple. It's not really anything that's gonna knock your socks off, but it's there, which is nice. It's the only bedroom besides the master to have it. So it's got a sink and a stand-up shower, and also a toilet, of course. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Putting in some details, of course. Got a little window there. I kind of snuck into that little nook, which is good because otherwise it'd be a little sad to have no window. Oh, accidentally hit F1 there, which put me into edit town. I hate when that happens, but it's okay. So yeah, just putting in some details here. Got little things for your towels there. And putting in some little rugs on the floors and recoloring this thing I put in the other bathroom and putting some details on the counter. But yeah, I believe that's it for this bedroom. So we're going to move on now to the next bedroom here. This could be either a guest bedroom or a teen's bedroom. I guess it's kind of whatever you want, just based off the way it's styled. It's not like really anything too specific, but here's kind of going for kind of this interesting, I believe it's like pink and blue color scheme, which you'll see in a second once I get it on there. Yeah, it's kind of like this very soft pink with this kind of like blue violet, which I think looks pretty cool. I do like the combination. Also with like the kind of yellowish, orangish wood, it kind of works well too, I feel like. So yeah, I did that. I also put this armoire in there, this wardrobe unit thing across from the bed, which I thought was kind of nice. Also putting in a little chair in the corner and some curtains, of course. The curtains kind of blocked out the windows quite a bit. So I actually think I shifted them over, or I shifted some of them over, but yeah. Anyways, a closet there in the corner of the room, so it's just keeping with the realistic theme. I like to have closets in my houses now because real houses have closets, so I feel like Sims houses should as well. And there I'm putting in some plants in the corners because I didn't really know what to do with the corners. I felt like there should be something as a stand-up mirror there as well. And a desk. So this room has a desk in it with a laptop on it, so it's one of the two computers in the house. There's going to be another one in the little office on the second floor. Which I think I do more near the end. But yeah, putting in some plants there and a little bit of artwork there on the wall. So there you go. Yeah, and also the rug, of course. So recoloring that rug and making it kind of like this purpley color. Anyway, I believe that's it for that bedroom. So we're going to move on now to the third bedroom. This is more of a kid's room. At least that was the intention. I think I kind of go for more green and blue, kind of like a turquoisey color scheme, I think. Well, I guess we'll see. But yeah, you can see there on the walls already kind of has that kind of color to it. And the bedspread I quite like too. It's kind of like this like plant pattern, which you'll see. I kind of went into the abstract section of Create a Style here for the bedspreads in this house, which is not something I usually do. I usually just look at the fabrics, but there's kind of some more fun stuff in the abstract section, so I thought I'd mix it up a little bit and kind of put some of that stuff in. But yeah, so this room, yeah, it's not a huge room. It's the smallest bedroom, of course, and it has a closet, of course, like the other ones. And putting in the curtains here, I also have a couple beanbag chairs, again, kind of more on the theme of being a kid's room. And I'm also going to put in some toys and stuff as well. So a little alarm clock there, and also the dresser right there, and recoloring that. And also some posters, of course, because, you know, that it makes it seem more like a kid's room. So I'm doing that, putting in some just assortment of posters on the walls there. And yeah, I'm also going to put in a little stereo there and some toys as well, and a little toy chest there in the corner. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this room. I'm going to put another lamp over there and a rug, of course. So yeah, I believe that is the bedroom there done. And I'm also going to put an extra light in this room. So there you go. Those are the downstairs bedrooms, I believe. Oh, also doing more stuff in this room, I guess. Didn't realize. Okay. Anyway, now we're going to move on to the office. So this is just an extra room I had on the second floor. And I was like, well, it could be, I suppose, like another bathroom, but it felt kind of strange just to have an extra bathroom in there. So I was like, perhaps not. We'll do this little office room instead. So, because this house didn't have a study or anything. So it's just kind of this small room that has a computer in it, a couple bookshelves, you have like a little chair in the corner there, a bit of art on the walls, and it's a good little extra space for your Sims to do some skill building or whatever. And it's kind of just like a nice office to have. That's just up there. The rest of the second floor is all the master suite. That's it. Also, at some point, the living room wallpaper got replaced by just like the stone from outside. I think it might have happened when I was doing the basement or something, but I fixed it. Anyway, I believe the master bedroom's next. So the master bedroom is pretty large. It's the majority of the second floor. And as you can see here, most of it fits kind of under the roof, which is why there's that very long dormer that kind of extends out the front there. And yeah, here I'm just putting in the bedspread. I kind of went for a greenish color scheme in here as well, which I think is kind of nice. And I'm also going to put in some nice side tables there with kind of these stone tops. And I'm going to put on some lamps and stuff. And there's also going to be plenty of seating in this room, as well as another wardrobe over there by the closet. And yeah, just darkening the color of those tops there because the lighting was kind of making it hard to see. It's just like kind of like all white looking, but it's kind of added a little bit more darkness to them, so it kind of works better. But anyway, there's the little love seat there, and also I'm going to put in a couple chairs as well on the other side of the room there, so we kind of just have this nice balance, and also some nice seating in this bedroom. Also a bookshelf, of course, because what else is there to do with the space? And also, I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it's raining outside, so if you can hear just some weird background noise, it's not that weird. It sounds like rain, but that's what's happening if you can hear it. You might not be able to hear it. I never know with these things, but just so you're aware, it's raining. Anyway, yeah, putting in some curtains here on the inside of this bedroom, and also a nice little rug there. I didn't want to put like too many rugs on the floor because I wanted like the nice flooring to be visible, so I didn't just cover it all up or anything. And here I'm going to move on to the closet, or I already did the closet. We're actually going to move on now to the master suite's bathroom, which is pretty cool. I really like the way this turned out. It's very large and expansive, and a lot of tiles as well. So yeah, this is just a tub right in the middle of the room. To give you an idea of the size of this room, it's basically the same size as the dining room. So yeah, and this is just the bathroom for the master suite. So yeah, it's pretty fancy. Here, just putting in some nice stone tops on the counters, and also some shelves there between the sinks, just because, why not? And yeah, some big floor-to-ceiling mirrors, and also some hand towels there, some like details here and there on the counters and stuff, just to kind of make it look like people live here. And yeah, some towels, some hand towels just around the room as well, and some curtains on the windows, and some rugs on the floors and stuff. Looks pretty cool. I think I'm going to put another rug there. Yes, I do. So there you go. I think that's pretty much it for the master suite. It's doing some details on the shelving there. Oh yeah, and also I put these this nice little shelf with some bottles on it in the shower, so it kind of looks like, I don't know, it's like shampoo and soap and conditioner in the shower, which is pretty cool. Anyway, that's it for most of the house, actually, most of the interior. Right now we're going to do, I believe, just some touch-ups here to the under roof areas, and kind of painting inside the areas your Sims can't go, just like solid black, which is something I tend to do. I'm also recoloring the outside stairs. Also, there's the side door that goes out from the dining room to that little back porch there. And yeah, just also putting in some floor mats by the doors, so by the front door and the back door there. Just some like wicker mats. And here I'm going to do the garage. So I'm putting kind of this wood paneling sort of thing on the walls that aren't stone. And I'm just using a bunch of the objects from the Fastlane stuff pack, which is what I tend to do with my garages. This is a pretty big garage, so it's still kind of empty to an extent, but it was kind of the best I could do. And you can see also some bikes in there. and move the trash can down there, move the mailbox over there. Some very fascinating things happening. And yeah, just doing basically just some last minute tweaks and things, just kind of around the lot to make it look kind of finished off. Also putting some outdoor pots or some plants there. So just like one there and there's one up there by the stairs. Also some outdoor lighting. Of course, I do some more later, I believe, but this is just some porch lights there. And finally remove those floor tiles. Doing some terrain paint touch-ups, and I guess we're going to do the backyard now, so that's fun. So there's the kind of pool patio there, just like an extra patio as well, and just putting in some more bushes and stuff. So just some things there. And I'm also going to put in a fountain for the pool, which is pretty nice, and also a diving board as well, so you'll see that in a few moments. So just putting in the diving board, and we also have some pool ladders, of course, and also there's the fountain, and I'm going to just put some bushes and stuff behind it, just so it kind of looks anchored there at the end of the pool. And yeah, just some more bushes and things just around the backyard here, just to kind of finish it off, you know. And also put some pool lights as well, and a few more details. So we're going to put in some outdoor like lounge chairs and an outdoor dining table as well. Also a grill, you know, just those kinds of things, just so it kind of is like a nice outdoor space. So yeah, there you go. And also the grill over there in the corner. And I also put a fire pit in with some more seats around it too. So yeah, plenty of outdoor things in this house so your Sims can, you know, take advantage of that backyard, which is a pretty big backyard, which is nice. And here I'm just doing some more terrain paint, of course, just kind of around the house, just filling in the areas that I missed earlier when I did it before. So yep, just putting in some terrain paint and some dead grass kind of in some certain places where the sun would hit it more, or where people would maybe be walking. Yeah, so just a few more details. I'm also going to be doing the basement of the house, which I know I haven't gotten to yet. But yeah, at this point, I'm just doing some outdoor lighting and things like that. But anyway, we're nearing the end here. There's about 1 more minute left of building. So there'll be some screenshots, of course, coming up. So I hope you stick around for those. And if you liked this video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you check out my channel. There's plenty more stuff there, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you consider subscribing. So yeah, just adding in the final touches here. So I'm just doing some kind of just black kind of floors and walls in the areas your Sims can't go in. And right now I'm going to do the downstairs bathroom. So I just kind of added this in because I was like, well, there's space for it, might as well. So yeah, just putting that in here. It's pretty similar to the half bathroom upstairs as well. I think it's actually about the same size. So yeah, there you go. It's kind of this turquoise color, which is fun. And I'm also going to do some stuff in the basement as well, just the rest of the basement, just so the space is somewhat usable. So I'm putting in just an art easel there and some exercise equipment. And that's pretty much all that I end up doing because, you know, it's not a huge room, but it's a nice extra space to have, I suppose. But anyway, hope you enjoy this renovation. This was kind of fun to do, to revisit my first kind of crappy house and making it into something really cool. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.